I'll be teaching us how I made this bustier and how I padded it. So we'll be starting from the drafting to the padding. All right. So let us begin. We'll start with the drafting first. So I marked out my basic pattern, the shoulder line, the up bust, the bust line, and under bust, and the last line is the waistline, and you had your sewing allowance. Okay, so you mark out your shoulder and your shoulder slope first, and um your what's it called, your armhole. All right, so we are going to be starting by placing the tape rule on the up bust first, and we will be marking out our bust span. So I'm working with 8 inches bust span divided by 2, that's 4. So I mark out 4 on both the waistline and the up bust, and I ruled it to connect it. Okay, so after ruling it, I just hope you are seeing the line properly. After ruling it, then we'll mark out our darts. So you are going to, on the under bust line, you are going to be marking out half inch on the left side, and I
Half
marked
inch
out 3
here and
inches on
3
the
inches there.
right
So in
side.
between this bust
Okay,
line,
so
I'll go up by
I'll
quarter
I'll
inch
be on the bust line. I went
above the
down
bust
by
line,
three
and I'll
quarter
come down
inch,
by
and
half
I'll be going up
or three
by
quarter inch.
half
Let's do
inch,
3/4
just
inch
to
below the bust
create
line.
a kind of relaxation at that
Okay.
point. Okay,
So
so
then
that is the
you
point I
come
will
up
now be
here.
connecting it
I'll
to.
remove
But before
half
then, we
inch
will
here,
mark out our dart at
half
the
inch on
top.
this
That is
side,
on the up
and I'll
bust, half
remove
inch on
three
the right
quarter
side, on the left
or one
side,
inch on
and
this side.
3/4
So I'll
inch
remove three
on
quarter.
the right side. So after you have
So now
marked
move this
out
three quarter.
this, you will now be connecting it
Okay.
to
So I'm
the
going to
bust
connect it
line.
here to the
So
bust line.
each mark will be connected to the bust line, just like that. Make sure you are using your curve ruler if your hand is not that straight.
This side as well. I'll connect here to the under bust as well. I'll also connect here to the bust line. So I'll extend this point downward. I just make sure my line is straight. That is why I have to take the measurements. All right. So after we need to rule out this place because I'm cutting it off. Then what we have taken out here, this dart, I will need to replace it here. So I will retake all together. I took out 1¼ inch. It's not falling where I want it to be, so I need to roll it out properly. Okay, so 1¼ inch. Let me remeasure. So we have 1¼ inch, and I will mark 1¼ inch here to replace. So we are replacing this back here. So I'm creating a new armhole halfway. Hope you are following. All right. So we'll start marking out our circumference measure. Okay, before we mark out our circumference measurement, we'll create our sweetheart neckline here. It's going to have a sweetheart neckline. So I'm going to measure 7 inches, or better still, you just come down by 2. It depends on how deep you want it. You can come down by 2 or 3 inches below the up bust, or you measure 7 or 8 inches from your shoulder line. So I'm making use of 7 inches. So I'm making use of 7 inches. So before I'll connect it, I need to reconfirm what we have here. So on this line, I have 4.25, while on this side as well, I have 4.25. Okay, so I'll need to connect it now, like this, form our sweetheart neckline. Why this will be straight. This will remain like this. So we'll continue with our circumference measurement. I'll take my circumference measurement. My under bust, I'm working with round under bust of 35 inches. 35 divided by 4, that is 8 3/4. Sorry, 8 1/2. Pardon me, 8, that's 8 3/4. So I have 3 inches here. I'll move here and continue the measurement. We need 8 3/4. So I'll mark out 8 3/4 here. That's for the under bust. Then we'll move to the waistline, to the round waist. I'm working with round waist of 38 inches. And that is 9 1/2. 9 1/2. So here on the waistline, I have 3 inches here. I'll move here to continue the measurement. 9 1/2. Okay. Then I'm working with armhole of 18 inches, which is 9. So I have it here. I'll connect these 3 lines together. So the shape of each person is different. So if this line is not straight, don't be bothered. Don't be bothered. Some will be straight. For this shape now, it shows the person has a big tummy. The person has a bigger waist. That is why we are having a slant here. Okay. So I'll add my sewing allowance of 1.5 inch. I'll connect. So here I can decide to remove my side dart here, or I just remove my dart here. So it all depends on what you want. Your side dart is the difference between your waist and your front waist, your front half length and your back half length. Okay. So here I will just remove my 1 inches here. Remember the back length is 14 inches, while the front length is 15 inches. So 15 minus 14, that's 1. That's why I'm removing 1 here. So I can just decide to mark my 1 here. I'll mark my 1 here and slant it down like this. Or I measure my side dart 1 inch below the bust line, slant it down, and then close it up. So it all depends whichever one you prefer, but I prefer to leave this like this. If you watch my video, I do remove the side darts from the bust line too, but I just feel like removing it here today. Okay. So at this point, I'll cut it out. Then the next thing is for us to be padding it with our wording. This is the medium size of wording. Okay. So on your pattern paper, after you are through using the pattern paper, you've cut out the material. You now come down here. You come down a bit. You come down by 1 inch. You come down by 1 inch or half inch. You mark it. You go inside here by 5 inches. Mark it. Then you'll be connecting it like this. So this is what you'll be cutting out. You cut this out to cut your pad, your wording. This is what you'll be cutting out. And for this side, you also come down. You also come down. Or better still, measure what you have here from the under bust here for this one. Measure it round. We have 8¼ as the length of our of where we mark for our pad. So you also mark out the same thing here. From the under bust of this one, you mark out 8¼ as well. So our 8¼ here is just exactly the length of this. So I'll have to come down by ½ inch here. I'll come down by ½ inch here, which means I'll also have to come down by ½ inch here so that it can be equal. I also need to come down by ½ inch here. So I'll reconnect. I'll reconnect it like this. So we are not using this one. This is the correct one. So I'll come down by ½ inch here like this. Then to the under bust. This is just what we'll be cutting out for the pad, and here too on the under bust. So the length of what we have here is also what we have on this side too, so that it can be equal by the time we are through padding. So you just put this on your pad, cut it out. So this one is going to be in 2, and this one's going to be 2, and this one will be on fold, just one, but it will be on. This is it. This is going to be, I'll be using a different fabric for it. This is it. This is our drafting. This is our drafting. So when cutting, I added sewing allowance of ½ inch here. You can see that ½ inch at the side. So the same thing goes for this as well. This is our drafting for this one. You can see that I added ½ inch sewing allowance. So what we'll be doing to this one is to join them like this. I'll join this to this, put it like this. Stitch, start from here. So make sure the underbust align. Okay, then the same thing for this one. So by the time you are done doing that, this is what you will be getting. I joined the lining. I cut out the lining in the same manner. And this is how the joining will look like. And you notch it and give it a good press. Okay,
So after I have joined both the lining and the fabric together, I set the lining on my tailor's arm. I added um hemming gum at on it before placing on the fabric itself. Then I ironed. So that is why it's gluing together and it is standing this way. If you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe. You can see the inside and the outside is glued together and it is standing properly. All right, so remember to give us a thumb up if you know you have learned something. Please give us a thumb up, like and share, and drop your questions in the comment section.